Hello, Strategic Alpha tribe. I am Suyog Dhavan, founder of Strategic Alpha, and I welcome you to yet another session wherein we will be discussing an important topic: how many stocks should we own in our portfolio? See, you might always have this question in your mind that कितने stock होने चाहिए portfolio में? So we'll be discussing about that today. Don't miss this session and watch till the end of this session. You'll be getting a lot of insights on how many stocks you should own in your portfolio. So this was a tweeted by Mr. Ian Cassell sometime back on Twitter. And this is what he says. Warren Buffett owned 5 to 10 stocks at a time. Mr. Phil Fisher owned 30 stocks. Mr. Walter owned 100 stocks. And Peter Lynch owned 1,000 stocks at a time. And they all have beaten the market. So what it says is there is no fixed criteria wherein you can decide upon number of stocks. Multiple people have done it in their own way. So this is what he says. You don't have to follow anyone. You can do it in your own way. So, as per their investing style, like Warren Buffett used to own 5 to 10 stocks, and all these people have beaten their benchmark indices. Like Peter Lynch has set a record in his Magellan fund by delivering more than 25% returns in over 15-year period of time, and he owned 1,000 stocks at a time. So there is no fixed criteria wherein we can decide upon number of stocks which we should own in our portfolio. But as per my understanding, I have created some points, and we'll be discussing about that, which might affect, which might influence your portfolio size, and which might influence your number of stocks holding in your portfolio. So let us go forward and understand those. So, as I said, there is no ideal answer for this question. So, as to how many stocks we should own in our portfolio, but it depends upon multiple factors like age, portfolio size, level of involvement in stock markets, investment horizon, market conditions, availability of opportunities, and there might be some other points. But this is what I thought might influence the number of stocks in your portfolio. Like if we discuss about age, if you are someone who has just started your stock market journey, and in you are in your 20s and 30s, at that point of time it is quite obvious that you might have very small capital. So when your capital is small, it doesn't make any sense to have a diversified portfolio over and above 5 stocks. So if you are aged in your 20s and 30s, the ideal answer for this portfolio size should be less than 5 stocks. Means ideally it should not be more than 5 stocks, because at that point of time when your capital is limited, you have to take few bets, big bets, and infrequent bets. Now let us go forward and understand the portfolio size. If you are someone who has been in markets from long, and your portfolio size compared to your total net worth is a big chunk, like you might own someone might have 25% of his entire net worth in equities. So for him it becomes important to have a diversified portfolio. Personally, I am against diversification because I don't like diversification. I think that diversification is a tool to mitigate ourselves from not knowing what we are doing. So if we know what we are doing, there is little sense to diversify. But at the same point of time, if the portfolio size runs in crores, there is a need of some level of diversification. So that point of time, the ideal number of stocks in the portfolio for a big chunk of portfolio size can be 15 to 20 stocks. Next comes level of involvement in stock markets. If you are someone who is a part-timer, tracking a lot of stocks will become difficult. So in this case also, the ideal number of stocks in portfolio, this is what I think. I'm just explaining you based on my understanding of the markets and my understanding of the conditions. If someone is a part-timer, for him, the ideal number of stocks should be 15 to 20 and not more than 20, because I think that tracking stocks beyond a number 20 becomes too difficult for a part-timer. However, if someone who is a full-time into stock markets and his portfolio size is big, then the number might be anywhere between 25 to 30. Let us go forward and understand investment time horizon. If the investment time horizon is very, very long, in that case also diversification is important. Ideal number of portfolio stocks in a portfolio, if someone is a ultra long term investor, in that case it should be around 15 to 20 stocks, and it can go as high as 25 stocks. Now, coming back to the market conditions. So, let me tell you my experience about this. So, in the peak pandemic last year, in March 2020 to August 2020, at that point of time, it was so highly uncertain that where the world is headed. At that point of time, I didn't want my money in lot of stocks. I wanted all my money in the stocks where I am sure about the business performance, where I am sure about that these businesses will not die. At that point of time, I had only five stocks in my portfolio. And at that point of time, the market was deeply undervalued, and it didn't make any sense for me to go beyond five stocks because all the gem companies were available at such a discount, and it didn't make any sense for me to diversify. So when the markets was deeply undervalued, my number of stocks in my portfolio was only five. But as the market started going up and value started evaporating, there was a need to search the pocket of opportunities. And when I booked profit from these five stocks, which I was holding when the markets were deeply undervalued, after that, I wanted to invest in something. And when you have lot of opportunities, because in bear markets, there might be lot of opportunities, but along with that, there might be uncertainties also. So in that period of time, making a concentrated portfolio of sure things was important. When the market started becoming overvalued, and when I had to look at the pockets of opportunities, I started looking at relative valuation. And in that case, my number of stocks in core portfolio went up from five stocks to 10 stocks. Currently, I'm owning 10 stocks today because markets are not that undervalued, which it was earlier. So there is a need of diversification today, some sort of diversification. So I am holding currently 10 stocks in my core portfolio. Now coming back to this availability of opportunities in bear market, there was huge opportunities, but during the last bear market, during the peak pandemic times, there was huge uncertainty also. It was high level of uncertainty so as to understand that what businesses will shape up, how they will shape up in the post pandemic world and all those things. And at that point of time, I put my all money wherein I will not lose. But when the market started coming out of that bear phase, and whenever the stock started rebounding, the availability of opportunities was high because most of the stocks started going up in the trend. And because usually I don't invest in the stock which is in downtrend, so I waited for the uptrend to start in much of the stocks. And just after August 2020 up to November 2020, a lot of stocks started rebounding and they started going into an uptrend. And when they were started going into an uptrend, there were the number of opportunities which were available for me to invest at a deep value were huge at that point of time. Ultimately, my portfolio size and portfolio number of stocks in the portfolio went up from 5 stocks to 10 stocks. So these are all the things based on which I consider my number of stocks in my portfolio. But someone might have a large portfolio, he might even go for 50 stocks, very large portfolio. Like if you see, even Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or Vijay Kedia, whenever they started with a number of stocks as low as three stocks. Like Vijay Kedia had only two stocks in his portfolio at an earlier stage, but the portfolio size has so become so big today. Now he might be holding around 15 stocks. Like today, if you look at Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's portfolio, he might be holding 20 to 25 stocks. So I think that in any case, personally, I would never go above 25 stocks. But as of now, I'm not holding even 25 stocks. I'm holding only 15 stocks. But because 10 stocks from the core portfolio and five stocks from the non-core portfolio. So what do I follow? I follow core portfolio and satellite portfolio, non-core portfolio. So 70 to 80% of my investment basket is in core portfolio. So I might keep 5 to 10 stocks in my core portfolio. So when the deep undervaluation is huge and when the opportunities are such great that you don't need to, there is a no need of diversification at that point of time, I might hold five stocks. When there is a need of diversification, I might hold 10 stocks. In my non-core portfolio, I might hold between that is close to 20 to 30% of the basket. I might hold around 5 to 10 stocks. So all in all total, on the smaller size, I might hold only 5 stocks, and the whole basket might be core portfolio, and I have done that in last year, March 2020, March, April, June, August 2020, when I didn't had any non-core portfolio. All my money was in core portfolio. So on the lower side, my portfolio size was, number of stocks in the portfolio was just 5 stocks. Now today I'm holding 15. Maybe based upon the number of opportunities which are available in market, I might go to as high as 20. So this is the framework which I follow. So hope you have got this answer, because a lot of people constantly ask this कि कितने portfolio stocks होने चाहिए. So as we have discussed here, there is no scientific answer for that. It depends upon your understanding of the market. It depends upon your level of involvement in the market. It depends upon how many stocks you can track. It depends upon your understanding of that each opportunity and the portfolio size and lot of factors. So based on that, you can decide yourself the number of stocks in your portfolio. So hope I was able to throw some light on this topic, that how much stocks we should own in our portfolio. So if you like this content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow our social media handles for the dose of knowledge, wisdom and ideas. We are available on Facebook, we are available on YouTube, we are available on Instagram, Twitter. So don't forget to follow this. Apart from that, there is a blog, strategicalpha.blog. I've been writing this blog from past 4 years, and I've written a lot of insightful posts. So do visit the blog. Thank you.